Hey everyone, it's Rachel. In today's video, I am doing something special because it relates to where I live. So, as you can see in the title, I am going to be telling you a bunch of different things about Charlotte, North Carolina. And so there's a little bit of backstory, and that's why I am actually doing like an intro like this and not just getting into the little magazine. So the main part of this video is based on this magazine that I got. So probably about a month ago, my boyfriend and I went to Crowder's Mountain, which is really popular here. And in the visitor center, they had some of these magazines, and I thought, you know what, for one, would be interesting to look through to see what type of things they suggest, because it's the 2017, so it is outdated, but how much is this stuff gonna change? I don't think it's a big deal. The official Charlotte Visitor's Guide. So I kind of just wanted to see what type of places they would recommend, the sites to see, restaurants, activities, nature type of things, kind of so I could get ideas, but also I thought it would be a great way to show you guys some things about Charlotte and to make a video out of it, because I know page flipping is a big trigger for people, and also soft speaking. So that's what I'm going to be doing in this video. I am really excited. I looked through this probably about a week or so ago, so I am really excited, and there's some good stuff in here. So I hope you enjoy it, and yeah, I'm going to be reading a bunch of stuff because there are little informational type of things that I'm going to read, and also I will give you my personal experience with a lot of the things in here. So yeah, I really hope you enjoy it. My air conditioning is on right now, and I'm going to leave it on because it was boiling in my room. So this is super, super, super pre-recorded, but today is currently February 21st when I'm filming this. And if I look at the weather app, okay, it's 5:18 currently, and it's 77 degrees in February. The high today was 80. It's nuts. It's usually not this crazy, so the global warming situation is definitely true because the weather here is not usually this insane. But I will say we tend to skip a lot of winter. We had some snow in January, early January, I'd say, but all of February has been pretty hot, so it's really weird. We have beautiful summers. They're hot, not crazy, but definitely in the 90s hot. The fall is really pretty. Spring is awesome as well. We just don't get a huge winter, which is cool. Now, I personally do like getting really bundled up and it being cold outside, so I'm kind of sad about that, but it's no problem. It's just a mental thing to get over when it's, 80 degrees in February. It's this is not how it's supposed to be. But for the most part, we do get 4 seasons, at least for a short amount of time, even if winter is just a month. sound. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move the camera so that you can see the magazine better. And we're going to flip through this and talk all about Charlotte. I am super, super excited about this, and I hope you enjoy it. Okay, so here we have the magazine. And I'm sorry if you can see two shadow marks right here. That's my tripod, but we're just gonna focus on this. So yeah, it says, "Don't miss dozen tastes of the town, neighborhood navigator." We already read the title. Charlotte 2017 official Charlotte visitor's guide. It says, "Craft your perfect day." And okay, I'm trying to guess what brewery this is, but there are definitely a few breweries in Charlotte that have where you can bring your dogs. They have like an outside portion. So I'm going to be pointing and tracing with a pencil as I do this video. So C H A R L O T T E. So, anyone that lives in Charlotte will immediately know what this is without even having to look at the label. This is the Whitewater Center, the U.S. National Whitewater Center. And they have whitewater rapids that you can go on. I think they have various, I don't know if you'd call it a course or I guess just various rapids. Strengths. I don't know the technical terms, but yeah, I love this picture. I have actually never gone to the Whitewater Center, but they have a bunch of different activities. There's obviously the whitewater stuff where you can rent, I believe you can rent like a kayak or a paddleboard. They have like different water sports that you can do. They have ropes courses, I think zip lining, hiking and biking trails. There are pools and all sorts of things. So you can do a lot of things there. Okay. So here is the table of contents. So the words that you see big right here are, well, we see the epicenter and the contents right here. I think, yeah, all of these places are in the epicenter, which is in Uptown Charlotte, which you can see here. Charlotte is not a huge city, so our Skyline isn't the largest, but this is Romare Bearden Park. Oh, it says it right there. But the lights on this waterfall, or this water feature, change color, and it's so pretty. I don't know how well you can see, but there's a lady right there taking a picture of it. And I don't know what that building is called, but my sister Lindsay and I always call it the cake because it looks like it has tears on it like a cake. But the epicenter is a series of buildings that are pretty much in the very center of Charlotte. From what I can recall, I'll be honest, I've lived in Charlotte my whole life, and I am not geographically inclined, so I don't know exactly where the neighborhoods are in relation to each other, or I don't know a lot about Uptown because I don't go a lot. But the epicenter is really cool. They have a bunch of different places listed on this side where you can eat, sleep, and play. I went and got a Sharpie so I can check off things that I've done and circle things and just make some more sounds. So, the epicenter is really cool because, like it mentions here, there are things to do and places to eat. I'm pretty sure there's a bowling alley. Yeah, Strike City Bowling. A place that my boyfriend and I love to go is Studio Movie Grill, which is a movie theater that you can also order food at. The food is actually really good. You can always get Groupons for $5 for a movie ticket, so it's a great deal. There's also like clubs and bars. Let's see, like Whiskey River, Sweet, the Candy Bar, Bubble. And then for eat, there's Blackfin Ameripub, which is a really good place to go. They have all sorts of like pub food, salads, burgers, sandwiches. It's really good. Brugger's Bagels, Bubble, Coltrane's Char Grill, Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s Whiskey River, Enzo Asian Bistro and Sushi Bar, Firehouse Subs, Five Guys Burger and Fries, which I don't think you can see in any of these pictures. Fleming's Prime Steakhouse, Fuji Hibachi and Teriyaki, Grab-A-Green, Jason's Deli, Libretto's Pizzeria, Moe's Southwest Grill, Mortimer's Cafe and Pub, Pieology Pizzeria, Red Eye Diner, Smoothie King, Tin Roof, Vita Mexican Kitchen y Cantina. I think I've been there. Vita, Wild Wing Cafe, and World of Beer. Alright, so we see here that on page 6, we're going to meet Charlotte. 10, the Don't Miss Dozen. The city dazzles with sports, shopping, culture, dining, craft brewing, landmarks, and more. Page 14, word of mouth. So find out how notable locals would spend a perfect day in and around the Queen City. Page 17 is the neighborhood navigator. So all about the different neighborhoods, and I'll tell you a little bit about each one. Number 30, tastes of the town. 42, that's the ticket, so all about arts and culture. 46, hometown heroes. And number 55 is the directory at the very back. And don't worry, I'm not going to read this whole entire thing, but I want to be thorough. So this says, welcome to the Queen City. And I am going to read a little bit of this because it gives you some background and history on the city. So it says, nearly 250 years ago, Englishmen founded this beautiful city where two Catawba trading roads met, and they named her after King George III, its wife. In the centuries since, Charlotte has evolved from a textile transportation crossroads into a vibrant, all-American city and banking hub. But she is more than just North Carolina's biggest city. What is it about this place that keeps drawing people in? Rich in culture and history, Charlotte offers continuous surprises to residents and visitors alike. Whether your interests involve NFL or NASCAR, plays or museums, wine or craft beer, casual or fine dining, rock concerts or symphonies, there is a lot to discover in the Queen City. And this is the Beckler Museum of Modern Art. Just the outside. Okay. Here is the Skyline. It's so beautiful. All of the lights. I love driving on, I and it's $2.77. Not that that means anything to you guys, but driving past, kind of like on the outside of the city, right around Uptown, and seeing it all lit up. It's so pretty. So this is the building that I was talking about that looks like the cake. It has different tiers to it at the very top. I forget which building is the Duke building. I'm tempted to say that one for some reason, but I'm not positive. I don't see anything that says. We'll see. So this says her story. Oh, there's the air again. So it's talking about all sorts of different things. Let's see. Okay, so this says Gold Rush. California wasn't the only state with a gold rush. North Carolina had her own from 1805 to 1823 right here in the Queen City. The Mint Museum Randolph is housed in the original branch of the United States Mint, where this gold was minted into coins. I've never been to the Randolph Mint Museum, but there's one uptown that I have been to. Okay, so it talks about the Hornets being here, which is a basketball team, and then it's called Uptown. This is something that is kind of interesting, I guess, about Charlotte. Our downtown is called Uptown. So, ever wonder why the center of Charlotte is called Uptown instead of downtown? Historically, it's because this is the highest elevation point in our city. In more recent years, there was a formal declaration proclaiming Uptown the official name of the shopping and business district found at the heart of Charlotte. So that's interesting. And then Queen Charlotte. The city of Charlotte is named after Charlotte Sophia, the wife of King George III. Mecklenburg County is an homage to her homeland, Mecklenburg-Strelitz, located in northern Germany. You can spot Queen Charlotte in statue form at the airport and in Uptown. So this says, get adventurous. So a few different activity suggestions. There's Sky High Sports, which you see here, which is one of those indoor trampoline parks. And then Exit Strategy, which I would highly, highly recommend. It is a escape room places, and it is just so good. I have been several times. I think I've gone 4 times with my sister, my boyfriend, and my sister's boyfriend, and it's just really good. They always have several rooms open at once, so there's a lot to choose from, and they're really thought out, really fun, but they're not too hard that you can't figure them out. The next page is the Don't Miss Dozen. So these are things that they suggest that you absolutely go to. Okay, so let's see how many of these things I have actually done. Because honestly, I don't think I've done a lot of these, which is interesting. Okay, so there's the NASCAR Hall of Fame. Nope, haven't been there. The 7th Street Public Market. Carowinds. Yep. So Carowinds is our theme park. There's a picture of it on the back that I'll show you. So it's a very large theme park. It actually straddles North Carolina and South Carolina. There's a part in the park where there's like a line down the road where it crosses over into South Carolina. But the rides are just really good. It's really fun to go in the summer. A little expensive, but it's a fun outing for sure. Okay, the Charlotte Motor Speedway. I have never been except for the light show, so I'll check that off. In the winter time, they put lights all along the speedway, and it's gorgeous. So the Whitewater Center, as I mentioned, the Billy Graham Library, Discovery Place. I actually just went very recently, like a week or so ago. It is so cool. They have so many different exhibits and experiences, hands-on things. The one that I went for was the Da Vinci. It was all about his inventions. It was really, really amazing. The Charlotte NC tours, the Segway tour. I apologize for the change in the lighting. It is actually the next day, and I don't want to wait for it to be later in the evening when the lighting will be exactly the same, because I'm just too excited. So I'm going to start off where I left. So they mentioned craft breweries, and there are a bunch in Charlotte that are very popular. This says the Old Mecklenburg Brewery, which is OMB. Is the city's first draft beer producer. Welcomes guests with a German-inspired restaurant and beer garden. Noda is home to award-winning local brews, and several are scheduled to open. So I assume they're open now. And there's the Tour de Food, Top Golf, which I have not been to, and the National Tour of Hamilton. Okay. So the really, really, really popular performance. So I've only done a few of those, but these are things that are kind of more touristy things. So I'm not super surprised that I haven't done all of them. Then this is talking about all different types of tours, food, comedy, more food, and I guess just regular Charlotte tours. Okay. So there's some information about shopping and Phillips Place, which is in South Park, which is like a really nice part of the city. So this is the spread about basically where people suggest going, like people who live here. So it says we checked in with some of the city's notable names to find out how they'd spend their ideal day in the Queen City. So someone mentioned Not Just Coffee at 7th Street Public Market. I haven't tried that yet, but it's on my list. I see the Belk Theater, so seeing some sort of performance. The light rail, the Blue Line. That's really nice for getting uptown. Let's see. The Harvey B. Gantt Center. I honestly don't know what that is. I think he's mainly talking about museums and things like that. Let's see. Kindred, I've never heard of that. Amelie's, I think we're going to talk about that later, but Amelie's is a really famous bakery here in Charlotte. There's several of them. It's a French bakery. They're most popular for their macarons and the salted caramel brownie. This person mentions going to a Panthers game. That is our team here. Well, for North and South Carolina, but the stadium is in Uptown Charlotte. Something I find interesting about these people is that none of them have lived here for a super, super long time. I don't know, I just find that interesting. I mean, this lady, 13 years, 6.5, 4 years, 6, 4.5, and 15. I mean, I've lived here 22 years, so I think they should have asked me instead. I'm totally joking, by the way. So this is the neighborhood navigator, and all of the neighborhoods are listed right here. I'm going to flip through to see if there's extra info. Yes, okay. So we're going to kind of go through them, and I'll tell you a bit about them from what I know. So we've already talked about Uptown, and it says, you'll find the heart of Uptown, a busy urban hub at the intersection of Trade and Tryon streets. So it says, Charlotte pride echoes from Bank of America Stadium, home of the NFL Carolina Panthers, basketball fans back at the NBA Charlotte Hornets at Spectrum Center, and the AAA Charlotte Knights take the field at BB&T Ballpark. I think, no, these are not in order. So the first one that they list is Ballantyne. This is actually where I live. So this is the Ballantyne Village. I have actually never been to the movie theater at the top, but I've been to the Ballantyne Village a lot. So yeah, it says, a destination all its own, the family-friendly Ballantyne neighborhood offers fun and entertainment at every turn. Ballantyne's boutique shopping centers are not to be missed, and the spa options are equally amazing. Visit the spa at Ballantyne for luxurious body treatments. Enjoy date night at Ballantyne Village with dinner at Gusto, a drink at Blackfin Ameripub, and a film at Regal Ballantyne Village Stadium 5 Theater. Okay, I've been to the Ballantyne Spa, which is nice. But I'm kind of surprised these are the only things that they mention. Because if I was going to say, like, a place to get dinner here, I wouldn't say the Ballantyne Village. I mean, I know it has the name of the neighborhood in the, like, shopping center name, but it's not that big. I would say to come to Blakeney or Stonecrest. Those are our two big shopping centers. Blakeney is just amazing. It's huge. It has everything you could possibly need. And, oh gosh, Stonecrest has amazing restaurants. There's two next to each other that are the best, Firebirds and Cantina 1511. Firebirds is like a steakhouse type of vibe, and then Cantina is Mexican food, and it is so good. Okay. Now we have Plaza Midwood. This is getting a little bit more artsy. So, with a charming historic district, eclectic restaurants, and a quirky retail selection, Plaza Midwood is a unique neighborhood that marches to its own beat. So yeah, there's shopping and a lot of like bars and restaurants. Kind of a more hip, younger part of town. Oh yeah, the Common Market is so good. It's like a little hole-in-the-wall type place where you can get really good sandwiches, and it's like a market type of place. It's really small, like the deli food portion of it is like kind of in this corner. It's really good though. Okay. University City. This is actually where I went to college, UNC Charlotte. So it says, home to the University of North Carolina at Charlotte. This neighborhood is abuzz with school and city spirit. So this is the Union area. The education building is kind of like right here in comparison. Right off where you can't see. So that's where I lived. Because I am an education major. Or was. That's my degree. So yeah, it talks about a lot of bars for college type of that atmosphere. Let's see, what else? PNC Music Pavilion. That's a really good concert venue. It's outdoor, which is really nice for summertime concerts. And just is a nice atmosphere. So it talks about 90s sandwiches and ice cream. That's a place that I have been wanting to go recently. Apparently they have like the best ice cream sandwiches that are like really thick. Dilworth. Okay. We're getting to the really nice parts of town. Dilworth and South Park are really nice, as is Myers Park. That's gotta be in here. Yeah. We'll go over some funny stuff with Myers Park, but okay. So Dilworth, founded as Charlotte's first streetcar suburb, Dilworth exudes historic charm. Tree-lined streets and shaded sidewalks make restaurants and shops easily accessible. Along East Boulevard, pick up gifts at Paper Skyscraper or specialty oils and vinegars from Pour Olive. Don't forget a treat for yourself from Petal Boutique. So they talk about Foxcroft Wine Company, Yasu Greek, the Greek Festival. I didn't know that was in Dilworth. And then the Dilworth Neighborhood Grill. And this is a picture from Bad Daddy's Burger Bar. There's actually one over by me, across from Valentine Village, actually. So, they have the best fried pickles. Then we have South Park. And honestly, I have no clue where this is. It says Alive After 5 at Piedmont Town Center. I don't know. Our really nice mall is South Park Mall. And it's in this area. It's like the higher end mall. It says work meets play at South Park's intersection of innovative office spaces, retail, and fine dining. We'll talk about, let's see, Phillips Place for a film. Dessert at Dean and DeLuca. Yeah, South Park is a shopper's paradise. Cowfish Sushi Burger Bar. Yeah, I would highly recommend Cowfish. Also, a place in South Park that I would recommend going for brunch is the Original Pancake House. There are a few scattered around Charlotte. There's one in Uptown, I believe. But it's really, really, really good. I'm trying to think of other places. There's a Cheesecake Factory at the mall that's really good. But yeah, Cowfish is a good place, and Original Pancake House. I would totally go there. Okay. Then we have South End. See, I'm thinking if... Okay. South End and Noda are the super artsy, kind of more hipster parts of town. They're really cool. So this mentions Food Truck Friday, which is where a bunch of different food truck vendors go, and it's like the best thing ever. So old meets new in growing South End. Once the site of the nation's first gold rush, South End has reinvented itself into a dining, recreation, and entertainment destination. So yeah, public art, it's a lot of culture, gallery crawls, and different eateries. Fudo Buddha is a ramen place that's really good. Mac's Speed Shop is a barbecue place that I've heard is really good. And, a new Common Market location. That's nice. I've wanted to go here so badly. Pike's Old Fashioned Soda Shop. I want to pull up a map or draw a map of all the neighborhoods, unless there's one in here, so I can show you the comparison of the areas. Okay, next we have Elizabeth, which I honestly don't know much about. But it says, in Elizabeth, mature oaks create a canopy that connects historic homes, neighborhood eateries, and local retailers. Hawthorne's Pizza. So good. The Elizabeth Creamery. Let's see what else. Fig Tree Restaurant. Yeah, I don't know too much about this area. But you can see the streetcar going down Elizabeth Avenue. Okay. Then we have Noda, which is the hippest place. It's where Amelie's is. It's just a really cool area. So once a thriving textile district, Noda's eclectic collection of restaurants, galleries, and community events fuels the city's artistic hub. So we have Cabo Fish Taco, Heist Brewery, a bunch of breweries actually. Let's see, what else does it say? While strolling vibrant North Davidson Street, which is Noda, North Davidson, step into Ruby's Gift for some Charlotte-sourced home goods and accessories, or browse products from more than 40 countries at Pura Vida Worldly Art. On Saturdays, the Noda Farmers Market sells fresh ingredients for make-at-home culinary creations, while Benny Pinello's serves up larger-than-life pizza slices. Amelie's French Bakery satisfies every late-night sweet tooth with an assortment of macaroons, eclairs, and salted caramel brownies. Just like I mentioned. I believe Amelie's is open 24/7, and it gets really busy late at night, like after about 11 or 12. Two more. So Myers Park. This is a really wealthy part of town, and you can see here all these people biking, and this is the Booty Loop, and it's basically a loop that goes around Myers Park that people like to run on or bike. So yeah, rich in traditional charm, Myers Park is one of Charlotte's most prestigious neighborhoods. Take a tour of the Duke Mansion, a stately bed and breakfast listed on the National Register of Historic Places. Find family fun at historic Freedom Park, where kids can climb on a 1920s era steam engine. Freedom Park is really nice. I would definitely recommend it. Let's see. I'm trying to think if there's any other things. I don't think so. And then there is Midtown, which I believe is like right outside of Uptown. Walk, run, or bike through Midtown, a neighborhood with retail and restaurants lining Little Sugar Creek Greenway. Okay, it says, snap skyline shots along the trail of history where Charlotte's past and future meet. So yeah. Notable tenants include West Elm, Trader Joe's, and Lotus Boutique. So it's an area that is just right outside of the like Uptown area. So it's a little bit more chilled out. Then we have small towns, Big Charm, Davidson, Pineville, Cornelius, Mint Hill, Matthews, and Huntersville. The ones that I go to the most are these three because they are in South Charlotte. Mint Hill and Matthews kind of combine. But it's just so cute. Dunwell's is good. I actually just went there a few days ago, maybe 2 days ago. Then Matthews is so cute. It's a really older part of town. Pineville has Carolina Place Mall and let's see, Sky High Sports. So yeah, those are some of the smaller towns. I just drew up a little map. It's, I don't know how in the world it's gonna fit because I have it so zoomed in. But basically, this, okay, that was a simple fix. This is a map of the neighborhoods that I mentioned. So we have Uptown, South End, which makes sense, it's south. So is Dilworth. Elizabeth is to the east. Belmont wasn't in here, but I felt like I should place it because Noda and Plaza Midwood are kind of surrounding it. And then So in between, Myers Park kind of branches off down here, and then South Park. And yeah, so it gets more, I don't want to say nicer, because all of these places are really nice. Like Noda is a really cool, nice place. And I mean, I don't want this to come off the wrong way, but I mean, like, they're safe, good parts of town. But the more like residential areas are more towards the south. And then Ballantyne is like not even close. It would be like totally out of frame from here. So, I mean, if Uptown was like here, Ballantyne is like all the way down here. And then the university area is a lot more northeast. So I thought I would show you that just for reference. But let's move on to this. Talking about food. So tastes of the town. I'm going to take a sip of water. Okay. This is where it's going to get interesting. So this is the picture that you see is a display for Yafo Kitchen, which I actually have never been to. It's in South Park. But let's see. I'm going to read out the highlighted ones. So there's Thai Taste in the University City, Dilworth and Matthews. Nellie's Southern Kitchen. I've never heard of that. Hickory Tavern is really good. I've been there. There's one right near me. Capitol Grill, Upstream, and Rock Salt. Oh, that's seafood. And then Sea Level NC is Uptown. That is actually on a list of restaurants that I would love to go to. I heard that their lobster roll is the best. So yeah, Yafo Kitchen, it's Middle Eastern. Oh, Mediterranean Israeli street food. Interesting. So, crafty cocktails, sophisticated sweets, new southern comforts. So again, some more pictures of some different restaurants and bars. Okay. So, Sea Level NC. Okay, so it says, which one item or dish would you recommend off your menu and why? Our lobster roll. A classic and authentic New England style delicacy. We get our lobsters delivered to our door several times a week from the coast of Maine. And I have heard that that's the most popular thing. Bar Cocoa. I have never heard of this. I don't know where it is. I'll have to look that up. And then Queen City Q. I've never been either, but it's a barbecue place. I don't know if you can see in the picture here, but there's an OMB glass. It's really popular. I have never heard of any of these places. Ormond's Cheese Shop, Vivace Charlotte, and Bernardin's Fine Dining. But then we have Amelie's. Let's see. I like this. What is one ingredient we will always see on your menu? Butter. Always. Amelie's is really cool because it's super eclectic, and they mention this. What are 3 words you'd use to describe your cooking or your restaurant? French-inspired, diverse, and eccentric. Amelie's has a whole bunch of just random art pieces on the wall. All of it basically looks like it's all thrifted. Nothing is the same. All of the tables are different. The artwork, there's lamps, couches. It's a really comfy, cozy place, and it is, I mean, eclectic is definitely the word that would describe it. Okay. So, first draft. There's more than a lot of great beer at the 30 or so craft breweries located in and around Charlotte. So this is Sycamore Brewing. Now, I have never been to any of the breweries because I am not a beer lover, but I would definitely go for the atmosphere. Especially if they have good food. Like, I am all down for that kind of like pub beer garden food. Any place that has a soft pretzel or mac and cheese or fries, I am down for. So we have Sugar Creek Brewing Company, Lenny Boy Brewing Company, Wooden Robot Brewery, and Free Range Brewing. I think I've heard of these two. Those I have no clue about. South End breweries. So there's even more of them. Guide to Pride. So this was the Charlotte Pride Festival and Parade. That is Uptown. I don't know if it says when it is. Let's see. Oh, Pride Week is in August. That's so awesome. That's the ticket. From awe-inspiring museums and eclectic galleries to premier concert halls and bohemian clubs, Charlotte's art scene invites exploration. So this is the Mint Museum Uptown. This is interesting to me because within the past year, actually, yeah, I think it was in July of 2017, went on a road trip with one of my sisters and my grandparents, and we were going through Tennessee, and we went to this museum that had a painting that looked exactly like this, except larger. So I don't know if this is a style that's replicated a lot or recreated, but I don't know. I just find that interesting. So it mentions the Levine Center for the Arts, the Beckler Museum, the Mint Museum, the Harvey B. Gantt Center for African American Arts and Culture, the Levine Museum of the New South, that's a good one, Charlotte Museum of History. So there's plenty of places to go and see local artwork. The Levine Museum has a really cool exhibit called Cotton Fields to Skyscrapers, and it goes through the history of the Mecklenburg region being a agricultural region to a more urban city. Okay, music mashup. So there's the Fillmore, the Gin Mill, the Underground, Uptown, the large venue that we have is called what is it? I just had it in my head. What is it called? Oh, the Spectrum Center. That's where the basketball stadium is, and huge concerts are there. I saw Lana Del Rey there. Okay, get revved up. The NASCAR Hall of Fame. This is actually a really beautiful picture of the skyline. So yeah, this is BB&T Ballpark. So you can go see the Knights play there, and that's the skyline all lit up. There's Bojangles Coliseum. What is I think they're the Checkers, yeah. And then there's the Panther Stadium and the Motor Speedway. There's Cam Newton. Okay, get outside. Oh, these are some good places. So this is Lake Norman. That's the big lake that you would go to rent a boat or rent jet skis, anything like that. There's the Raptor Center, Latta Plantation, and the Daniel Stowe Botanical Garden. I haven't been in a long time, but it is nice. Make a splash. Okay, so that's at the Whitewater Center, so you can get paddle boards like I mentioned. So here is a picture from the Discovery Place. There's an area that has a bunch of different animals, like different environments. So there are ocean animals in different places. There's one that is kind of more like a rainforest where there's birds and different frogs and things like that. And then they have some kind of more desert type animals or like reptiles, different things like that. It's really cool. The Lazy Five Ranch is super unique and cool. You basically sit in this like wagon type of thing, and the animals are just roaming around. And so they come up to you and you can feed them, and it's really quite crazy. The ostriches are nuts, so I'm always a little bit scared of them. So there's Carowinds, one of the big rides, and the Whitewater Center. So here are a few events that go on. Obviously, like I mentioned, this was for 2017, so these aren't exactly correct. But I see the Renaissance Festival, which is really cool. Apparently there is a Brewers Festival, St. Patrick's Day Parade, the Farmers Market, Taste of Charlotte, Oktoberfest, the Greek Festival, Festival of India, and then the directory, so it tells you where the areas are, or the different activities. I think this is so pretty. The maps. This might have what I was talking about, but we'll see. So I love just all these signs. It says the Green. I don't exactly know where that is. I'm feeling a little bit like an idiot because this is exactly what I was talking about, like a map of the neighborhoods. But this is Uptown. And over here, it has a bunch of the kind of go-to spots listed. So let's say the Levine Museum of the New South is number 17, and that's right there. So yeah, we have 1st Ward, 4th Ward, Romare Bearden Park, the stadium. Yeah, this is what I was talking about earlier too, driving on 277, and you can see the skyline if you're going like here. And then on the back, it's Mecklenburg County. So it has some things that are maybe a little bit more outside of the Uptown area. I'll zoom you in a bit. This is definitely a better map. So there's Uptown, South End here, Dilworth, Midtown is right. It's a teeny tiny little dot outside of the Uptown area. Plaza Midwood, Noda, let's see, Elizabeth, the Myers Park area, South Park. I don't know if you can see, but like I mentioned, the university area is a lot more north. And like I mentioned earlier, Ballantyne is all the way down here at the very, very bottom. So if you see let's see, I'll have to zoom out so you can see this. But Charlotte as a whole is completely encompassed by this highway called 485, and it's really nice because you can get anywhere. So when I was going to school, you just drive on 485 the whole time. So I would go from about here and go all the way around and then come back. But if it's a really nice day and you have a nice car, a convertible, something like that, you can go the whole way around, and I think it takes about an hour. So you can see here, there's the airport, and then a few of the other towns. There's Pineville, Matthews, Mint Hill. I'm trying to think if there are any others that they mentioned. The Concord area is up there. But yeah, so it takes from Ballantyne up in this area, it's between 20 and 30 minutes depending on traffic. 77 takes you uptown, and that can be a nightmare. But anyway, so I hope you enjoyed this video and that you learned something about Charlotte and are relaxed. Even if you never visit here in your life and never take these suggestions, I hope this was at least relaxing. I am definitely going to check out some of the places that were mentioned in here, because even as a native, I haven't heard of everything, obviously. So yeah, let me know if you liked this, and if you would like me to do more magazine videos like this with more page flipping and reading. I would be more than happy to do so. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.